computer. Okay, I'll just go ahead and get started because I know a lot of us are really tired and in a different time zone, so there's a lot less energy that way. All right, I have been racking my brain to just, I don't know, come up with how I want to say what it is tonight. And so I have a PowerPoint just to keep me focused, but don't feel like you have to take notes. Let me see if I can share my screen. And I'll be honest, I may not have even completed the PowerPoint totally, but we'll just try it here. I'm so bad at this when I'm screen sharing. All right, and then I'm gonna move it over here and still make it, okay. That's good enough. Okay, so first of all, the big announcement, because you have to have announcements, but there's only really one small one, is that the Challenge Pack sale ends July 31st. So you can use that to leverage these last 2 days, or last 2.5 days really, to say that, you know, this is the last 2.5 days to get it $10 off. And then just kind of share your excitement for it and why you absolutely love it and how it's working for you. I personally have already had challengers messaging me saying that they've already dropped more weight than they thought they would in the first week or 2 weeks that they've been doing it. And that obviously, of course, we all know this, that the nutrition's easy, that she's not hungry as long as she's bumping up to the right calorie bracket. Which, by the way, there is a lot of questions coming to me about that. I almost never tell anyone to do plan A anymore, ever. Even my first round, I think I would have been totally fine and saw the same results if I did plan B, and I wouldn't have gotten hungry at the end. So if you have challengers coming to you, tell them never, ever, ever to worry about moving up a calorie bracket, because it's still real food. So it's not, the calorie count is a little different, but the nutrition is what you're getting, and it's your body's using it for fuel. So those calories don't count technically in that way, unless you're just eating sugar. So anyways, I think what I wanted to talk to you guys about the most was something that I've been struggling with the most. And so I know if I'm struggling with it, then everyone else is probably struggling with it. But it's not a struggle in a bad way. It's something I just really want to do well in. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself to do really well with it. And since I have started doing this, I have seen a huge boost in engagement on my Instagram feed and Facebook. And I don't even take extra time. I have it linked to where when it posts on Instagram, it posts to Facebook. So it's not, it doesn't even take me extra time. But what I have been doing is, well, first of all, I read the book, The Go-Giver. You guys are probably sick of hearing me talk about that book at this point, but if you get it on Audible, it's 2.5 hours. I listened to it in a day because it was that good. If you get it as an actual book, it's obviously very small and will take you about 2.5 hours to read. So really good. It's actually written in a narrative form where it's a guy named Joe, I think is his name. And he is talking to this person that kind of guides him to being a salesman that truly cares about people and not the product. Okay, yes, the product's important because it helps the people, but let's talk about actually giving value to people. And so I think here is where if I was going to call our team out in the best way possible, we care so much about people that we are absolutely terrified to talk about our product. And I know most of you are probably like that because I was the same way. I think it's a really crazy, weird tendency for Beachbody coaches because we care so much about people that we are terrified to talk about the product itself, even though that's what's changing us. We are scared to push a product, and I am too. And I don't want you guys to push a product, but I want you guys to know that it has value for these people that we're trying to help. And so often, in my case at least, when I pushed aside that fear and actually started just sharing this with a heart of truly helping these other women, and took that out of it, I've actually been helping more women, and not just obviously my paycheck goes up, but I'm getting even more messages in my inbox of people who are grateful and excited and thankful and can't believe that this is happening, can't believe that they're wearing, you know, this outfit that they really wanted to wear, or they're seeing the scale go down. So I'm seeing now how I used that fear of the product and being salesy to not help people. And so that book helped me see that. And it helped me really gear my mind to adding value to people. But here's where I get scared with books like The Go-Giver. I'm one of those people where I am an introvert because I can't give and give for free. Anyone else feel me? Like, I can't have conversations for 6 days with someone who's not going to buy and, you know, compensate me for that time. Am I right? So that's where I would get very overwhelmed and want to give up. So this is how you can use your Instagram account to add value. So basically you can kill two birds with one stone here. Add value to people through Instagram just with your posts, and love on them through your posts in a genuine way that really does have a return on your investment. Now, does it take a little bit more time? Yes. And so I've been scouring the internet. I actually paid for Chalene Johnson's son, Brock. I paid for his help with hashtags course. And believe it or not, that course helped me less with hashtags and more with content. And so I wanted to share it quickly, like what he kind of showed me, and it has really made it so much easier. But first of all, the first thing he says are here, like, check yourself honestly about this. And I added without getting overwhelmed, because you can do these one at a time. You don't have to implement all of this at once. But do your photos stand out? Do they slow people's scroll? So if, as much as I hate this, Instagram and Facebook too is a visual platform. If your photos aren't different, and especially if they're not fun, then they're just not going to get a lot of engagement. Like, that's the first thing people see. And who cares about your words? Who cares how good your content is if your picture isn't the best it could be? Now, I'm one of these people, I don't walk around with a selfie stick all day, and I don't want to sit here, and that's where I get stuck, where I'm like, oh, I just can't do this. I can't do this. And I get overwhelmed with that. But the reality is, you can take any crappy picture. And I found, I got on Snapseed, and I finally took 5 minutes to get on Snapseed, which is an app on your phone, and it was free from what I can remember. And then there's another one called VSCO, I believe is what it is. Yeah, VSCO. People call it Visco. But Snapseed or Visco, and you can take pictures and put a small filter on there and then add a little effects. And since I played with it and figured it out, it literally takes me 2 seconds to edit my photos now, and then they upload straight to Instagram. And that I pushed back on that for a really long time, because I kept saying, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. When in reality, I do have a little bit of extra time to figure out a filter that works for me, that I can literally push a button and it immediately does it, because it saves it. It saves your favorite filter. And like, I know, what's her name? Jatana Jackson. She has like 2 save filters, because one looks better in her kitchen and one looks better in her home gym. So it saves the filters that you have set, so that you can do that quickly. Like, it's literally nothing. So my content my engagement has gone up since I've started using Snapseed. It just has. And like, I hate that I have to spend the extra 2 seconds to figure that out, or to do that now. But it does. The return on my investment is worth it. The time that I spend is worth it. So there's one thing. And another thing that Brock Johnson talks about is how you need to have about 5 different types of pictures that you post. So I am guilty a lot of posting like 5 workout selfies in a row, and that decreases your engagement. So what he says to do, and this has actually made it so easy for me, because I would sit there and rack my brain and go, oh, what kind of picture am I going to post today? What kind of picture am I going to post today? But now I can immediately say, all right, I've got 5 types of pictures that I post, because people love consistency. They want you to stick in what you're good at. You know what I mean? I actually had a friend who followed another Beachbody coach who came up to me concerned that she had changed her picture patterns. Like, is she okay? Is she still coaching? Is everything? And I was like, oh my goodness, like, how much are we creatures of habit? But it's true. Like, even I even saw a difference in my engagement from moving my workouts from my basement to my my living room. Like the types of people that I am getting to follow me or not follow me, but to engage with me are different. So just think about, you know, like what's in the background of your pictures and make those very consistent. And I'm going to show you Brock Johnson's Instagram account because his is so meticulous that it's easier to explain that with. I don't know. It always goes to Drew Holcomb's Instagram account when I do this. Okay. Okay, so he says he does 5 different types of pictures. Also, he's very big about color visuals. Notice what color you see in all of his pictures. Blue. He loves anything blue. So he always says that he has a family picture, and that's right here. He always has nature in his pictures. He always has, he'll do a selfie. There is a football, and see there's a nature one again. There's a selfie. There's a selfie. There's family. And then he includes some of these. So he's got 5 different types of pictures that he posts all the time. And just because he just gives it an added bonus, his always have the color blue in it somehow. I'm not going to go that far, although I do wear a lot of pink. That tends to show up just because I have a lot of pink things. But that is what, and he even talked about, like here, I'm going to pan over it. He said, like right here, he got 999, almost 1,000 likes on this picture with his family. And then it goes down to 700 on this picture of him where he's talking about his work. And then this, like he was talking about how some of them basically just get less engagement. His family pictures, see, notice here, his family pictures always get more. His nature pictures always get less, which I've noticed that pictures without faces always get less likes. His football always gets less, but he says he sticks with that anyway because even if you see that your family gets all of the likes, if you just post pictures of your family, you actually lose engagement because they're not learning ever about anything else of you. So even though, and that was good for me to hear because I thought, well, if it doesn't get as much likes as this, then I shouldn't post it. So for example, I posted a picture of me and Josh the other day and it got 216 likes. And then I posted a picture of a before and after and I got like 14. Does that mean I don't post my before and after? No. What's really going on there, first of all, that's psychological in the first place. People don't want to know, people don't want you to know that they're looking at your picture, for one thing. But another thing is, it does that people are more willing to like a family picture than they are something that is a little bit abnormal. But you have to throw that in so that people know what you're doing. So for example, he was talking about like with football, like it doesn't get as much engagement, but that's what he does and that's who he is. And so that's still a vital part of his Instagram account. So that was good for me to hear. Just because it gets less likes doesn't mean you shouldn't be posting it. But having that different range is actually good for the algorithm, which I'm stopping there talking about the algorithm. I don't need to go into that anymore. And I will talk to you guys more about hashtags. I'm still trying to implement what I learned from him, but it's very difficult. And so I'm going to see if it even like really works for me before I waste anyone's time on it. All right. So do your photos stand out? And then 2, are you posting about things in an exciting and engaging way? Are you sharing a story that adds value and prompts positive change in the lives of others? So this is what takes time. And once again, this is where I would get overwhelmed and think, I can't come up with that much content. And guys, the honest truth is once I really started just stopping and thinking, I was like, I could probably type out about 12 posts a day of the thoughts that I have if I could sit down for a quick minute, which I can't. So I stick to 1 post a day, and you're not supposed to really go more than that anyway. But this is where, like, I was listening to Melanie Mitro because I stalk her, and she says that anytime she learns something new, she makes a post about it that adds value to other people. So, for example, one of her posts was, did you know that not all fruits are created equal? And she shares how, like, some fruits have more fiber. And that's because she learned that was because of the food list that we get, knowing that the foods at the top of the list are more nutrient dense than the others. So she shared that. She didn't share enough to where people, like, she didn't share the list, but she shared enough to where people would go, really? Are you serious? And then did she probably get a lot? And she even says this, does she get a lot of engagement with that? No, not really, but she gains credibility and she gains trust because she's giving free value. That's big for people. They want to know, like, do you really know what you're talking about? Do you really care about me enough to help me out and tell me these things? And then additionally, that's not just giving free value. That's her story. Like, she really learned that day. And that was awesome for her. And so she's showing people, look, like, I can guide you with this. Like, I learn these things and I share it. That makes me a guide. And that's what people want. And I'm going to show you guys what I've been saying to people that has been like mind-blowing in my business, like totally different. Even Josh, I've been telling him, and he was like, that's really good. I'm going to use that with real estate. So I'll share that in a second. And then, are you relatable and authentic? Like, I think ways that we can do that, honestly, is to share the things that stand out in your day as like really kind of funny and weird. So for example, I'm probably going to make a post tonight about the things on my to-do list that I got done. And one of them is going to be sitting on the kitchen floor teaching my boys how to make fart noises with their mouth. Like that is funny, relatable stuff that I was really doing that so many moms are going to go, oh my gosh, I do that too. Or, oh, I can't stand it when blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the kind of content. Like, think about what you've done today that with your kids, it's really funny. Or like, oh my gosh, I never thought I'd be doing this. Or like Michelle, you'd have to be careful how you shared this. But that thing about having a deer in the backseat of your car, like, you could find a way to share that and it'd be really funny, you know? So just think about things that are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is real life. Like, that's the stuff people want to hear. Now, don't make yourself a freak show, obviously. But, you know, like, making fart noises with my boys on the kitchen floor is pretty awesome. I'm also going to talk about how my husband actually scrubbed the kitchen floor today, which I still can't believe happened. I'm still trying to process that. Hands and knees with a scrub brush. I don't know how it happened. But anyways, come up with things, like, try to think of things. Hey, Bethan. Try to think of things that are different about you, but are also super relatable. Let's see. I already said all that. 5 different themes. Yep. Only post 1 to 2 times a day. I would not post more than that. Even that is a lot. I think you can probably get by with 5 posts a week. It's really, really good. Sometimes I take a lot of Sundays off just because social media exhausts the heck out of me. And then, like what I said down here, whatever you're learning right now, turn that around and use it in a post as a tool to help a sister out. Anytime you can do that, people are really grateful. Even if it's learning that not all fruit is created equal, or if it's learning that you were eating too many carbs, or I had no idea that I was overtraining, and so now that I'm taking rests and breaks in the week, that my muscles are recovering and I'm seeing better results, or just whatever it is, and then turn it into, which, by the way, I wanted to say something on that, turn it into, like, I can be your guide through that, but don't, well, I don't know how to say that. I'll figure out a better way to say that here in a minute when I show you guys the pictures. So what should I be doing every day practically? So this is where you're like, okay, Lauren, here's all this stuff. Like, how do I make this cohesive? Let's talk about social media. So you make those posts for one. Make 1 post a day, and then engage with those people who comment on that, or who even if they like it. But here's what I do. Let me get my little chart over here. And I need to get better even. But on our business tracker in our team page, you have on the back who I connected with. So on a daily basis, I go through and I do this mostly on Instagram stories. I do not really connect with people through their posts. I usually find that there's more relatable content in their stories to talk about, even if it's something sitting on the kitchen table in the background. Like, you know, if you see a Hot Wheels car on the table and you're like, oh my goodness, my kids are always leaving their Hot Wheels cars on the table too. Solidarity, sister. Like, just whatever, any way that you can connect with them, that's what I do. And so I will connect with at least 5 people on my Instagram stories, and I will write their names down. And here's what's really cool about this. Instagram really sets us up and lobs us a softball whenever you add new people. So if you add a friend or a follower or a friend, Facebook does this too, their stuff actually has priority in your newsfeed, and vice versa. Your stuff has priority in their newsfeed. So if you get on your, like, let's say you go through in the first 15 minutes of your power hour and you start following 10 new people on Instagram. If you then go to your Instagram stories, if those people have Instagram stories, it will be the first thing that shows up. Now you can, and then that's when I make my connections. You can also just like go to a follower, click on them, and then this is what Bonnie Ingle says. Click on that follower or person that you are following, like 5 of their pictures, and comment on 1. And that's your first connection. Just whatever stands out to you, comment on 1. That is hard for me to do sometimes personally, unless that follower is on every day, because I'm not going to be that girl that's commenting on a picture that was posted like in January if they're not posting very often. You know what I mean? So that's when I try to find, if they don't have any Instagram stories, I will like a few. I don't really comment, and I just know that they're going to see my post later on. And then hopefully I can get some engagement out of that. So that's how I connect. And then, like I said, how I add people. So here's how I find people to add. You're going to want to write this down. So first of all, you can follow hashtags. So if you find a hashtag that you like 2under2 or mom of teens or whatever, which you have to be careful because those are being heavily used by direct sales people. So you'll see a lot of them. But if you find a hashtag that really works well for you, that you're really connecting with people on that level, you can follow it. And then as those come up in your feed, you can easily send those people a message right off the bat and say, hey, I found your account because I follow this hashtag that you're also using. And then ask a question about whatever was in the picture that, you connected with, or like make a statement or compliment them if there's something to compliment. And that's a very easy way to find new followers and connect with them right off the bat. So you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. Another way, and this is the way that I have had a lot of success in the past, but I am now doing a little bit of both, is finding a public figure that you really, really like. And I mean, you have to really like this person and really connect with what they're putting out, and then go to their follower list. Because if you're following this person and you really connect with this person, you're probably also going to connect with those people that they're following. So one thing I did do is I went to Joanna Gaines' account and tried just those people. But y'all, I don't know what her deal is. She has a lot of freaks that follow her. It did not work out for me. But I found another girl that does these Bible studies, and she's got like 900,000 followers. I can't even fathom that. And I'm connecting with her people super well. So think about one of your favorite authors, one of your favorite speakers, anything like that, any public figure that's really, really big. Favorite actress. I mean, you have to be careful with those because once again, you get into the freaks realm again. Or just even like a favorite thing that you do. Like I know Amber does really well. She loves playing board games and like just card games and those kinds of things. And so she really connects with people who are like really into that. And so that's her target market. So just, figure out what it is that you really are, what season of life you're in, all those things, find those hashtags and find those public figures that are also, speaking to that. I mean, you could also, I bet Rachel Hollis would have some good ones, but I haven't checked hers out because I know a lot of Beachbody coaches are obsessed with her right now. So I'm sure a lot of her followers are Beachbody coaches. So I haven't really checked hers out yet. So that's another way. And then here's the thing with inviting. If it says right there, number 3, I cheat at this big time. If someone likes my post, I consider that a connection. So I go straight into the invite. I don't have a set system where I am connecting with someone and then inviting. I just, if I connect with them one time and they, respond back, then I invite them. It can't hurt anything. And here's what I've found that usually happens. Okay, it sounds a little overeager, but I invite them so that they know my intentions. Because have you ever had someone like draw out this long conversation with you and you know that they're coming in, they're going to swoop in a little bit and you're waiting. And by the time they swoop in, you're ticked at them. You know what I'm talking about? I just go straight into it. And I tell them honestly, like, hey, I'm looking for women to help. And I'm looking to get them absolute rocking results. So if that is you, if you would put yourself in that category, let's do this. If not, I'm not going to be offended at all. But I definitely wanted to extend the offer. And here's what I've been saying with that whole guide thing. Would you like me to guide you through the program that I'm doing that is leading so many women to success? Like, well, yes. Like, how do you not say that? Or would you be open to hearing about the program that I can guide you through to success? Like, they want to be, first of all, these women want to be the hero of their own story. So they don't want you to be the hero. They want you to be the guide. If you read any story brand book, you'll get that. But that's another thing on itself. Basically, just know that I come right in with the invite because I get so frustrated with people that I can tell are trying to like start this phony conversation. Now, if it's like a legitimate, like, you know, like the Hot Wheels cars on the table, like I will entertain that. But then I want it to come pretty quick. I really do. I'm like, just offer me what you're going to offer me. I might say yes, but I might also say no, but just go ahead and get to it. People can tell when you're bull crapping them. So don't bull crap them. Just come in and tell them what you really, truly have to offer. And part of what has helped me with that, truly, guys, I'm telling you, is the go-giver. It has shown me the value of what I have. We have something awesome. It's unlike anything else. Like, I've even looked at different avenues of trying to do this and still make as big of an impact as I am, and there's just nothing like this. I've even had so many other women who are kind of high up in their direct sales that are like, man, if I wasn't already this high up, I'd totally be doing what you're doing. Like, we just have something better because it's more about relationships and connections. So anyways, read that book. I'm telling you, if this is going in one ear and out the other, you need to read that book. And then this will all make perfect sense. And then after that, I follow up like crazy. Pretty much, I would say probably 60% of my sales this month have been through follow-ups of people that I truly thought were going to keep saying no. I've been blown away this month of just people that are like, yeah, like I'm in, I'm all in this time. And I'm like, really? And the big thing is it's just because it's a different program. Like, they may have been interested in results in January, but they weren't going to do it with Autumn Calabrese for 80 days. But now that it's something different, they can see themselves doing it. So you have to follow up with those people who said no to you before for a different program and say, well, what about this one? Because I know everyone wants results. Everyone wants that, especially, you know, women and moms that are busy and whatever. So just make sure that you follow up, just be excited and be authentic and show them how valuable this is. Any questions from there? Sorry, I just feel like I'm shoving in a lot.
So once you do you send out anybody who likes your post? Do you send out that message of, hey, I am looking for women to help, and would you be open to me guiding you through this program? Do you send that message out?
I do.
To everyone who likes your post?
Yeah, let me show you. Sorry, I didn't mean to click on that one. Let me show you an actual, like, I have about 18 of these that, well, hold on, let me try. Okay, so here's one thing I do too, and this really, really helps, is I make a post that says I'm looking for X amount of women. It's 8 weeks, 60 days, let's do this. Comment below if you're interested. That has really worked with me the best. So here's this girl. I said, hey, I saw your comment on my post. I'd love to consider you, and this is big too. I'd love to consider you to be part of this program. Before I give you too many details, I'd like to get to know you a bit first. What is your overall health and fitness goal? And she says, blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh my goodness, I felt the same way when I started these programs a few years ago. I needed help and structure on all fronts. Then I say, first, since this is a test group and the goal is to get you results, I'm looking for women that are willing to commit to the program as best as you can for 8 weeks. Do the 4 workouts per week, and then log in your workouts in our challenge tracker app, which that's big to set that standard right from the beginning for 2 reasons. 1, it increases your engagements in the challenge groups. And 2, it shows them that you mean business. Like, I'm not doing this because it's just, I like the extra money. I'm doing this because I'm here to get you results, and I'm here to see you through to the end of this. And I'm your girl. We're going to do this. And so I say, to help you or guide you to be as successful as possible, do you think you can commit to that? She says, yes, I've got to. I'm not happy with myself or anything. The only one that can change it is me. And so I have never gotten responses like this before. Usually it's, I don't know. I mean, I need to do something, blah, 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 blah. But when I pose it as, this is what we're doing, this is how we're going to do it, and this is how you're going to be successful if we do it, I've been getting them to take out all of their objections. They do it themselves. And I said, I love that attitude. Okay, here's the program. I'll be coaching and guiding you through it. Tell me what you think. And I send them the Live For video just so they can even know what it is. They're not going to sign up for something they don't have a clue about. And she says, okay, I'll look into it, blah, blah, blah. Yes, ma'am, I did. So how would I be able to do that? I don't have a gym membership, so I explain all that. And then does it cost? And here's where this has been really good too. It's a whole mental game here. I said, yes, there are different options for joining, so you get to choose your commitment level. That's what I tell people. You get to choose your commitment level. And they're like, oh, like then they put their skin in the game that way. Like, you choose how you join this. And then I send them this, which Brigida puts in the challenge groups. And I don't know if it's Brigida or if someone's putting it in the Team Forward Fitness page. I'll share those in our group too, but they are in Team Forward Fitness. But it's just a picture that shows the different challenge packs. Then she says, it's not too bad. I don't have the money right now. And I said, I understand. I'll be here for you when you're ready. Awesome. Thank you. And there is no doubt that this girl's going to be in this group sometime down the road. It is always a no, not now. Always. So that didn't bother me. And then let me find you another one that did work. There was a lot that did. But I want to show you guys that I get told no all the time. Let's see.
And those people just go on your follow-up list.
Oh, and right, I'm telling you guys, follow-up is everything.
What do you do with all the other, I get a lot of price objections, but there's millions of excuses why. Do you just drop it and say, I'll be there for you when you're ready? Do you even go into that, or do you just let it go?
I do not.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, because everything is just, it's not their priority if money's an issue.
Mm-hmm. Here's why I do it that way. They don't. Well, first of all, you can do the whole thing where you agree. I agree it's a lot of money, but I wanted results, so I did it. Blah blah blah. You could do that. But my thing is if I stay consistent on my social media, they're gonna see that I mean business. Because part of that is not. We all know it's not about the money. You can find it. It's like 1% of people truly don't have the money for it. But a lot of them are like, okay, now I'm going to watch her for about 3 months and see if she's really going to stick with this and really going to do this. And if she's really who she says she is. Because I would do the same thing. I would have never bought if it wasn't Ashley Grant and I knew her like dearly. You know what I mean? So these are people like, okay, I know all the details now. I know what she's going to offer if I can see that she's sticking through and is not going to like give up on me. And I've been told by so many coaches, that is why you have to stay consistent on social media, because they feel absolutely betrayed if you take even a week off without telling them you're going to take a week off. Like, where'd she go? What? She's going to do that to me as a coach too if I join her. Like, as psychologically, like there should be a support group for that. It's true. And so let me find you one that worked. I have a lot more that works than what you guys, what I'm showing right now. These are all just to show you, these are all my no's I'm scrolling through here.
So the most of the 17 people who told you yes this month, are they people you invited to 80-Day Obsession months ago? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Who have been watching you?
Yes.
Okay.
And guys, I'm not going to discount this. I know this is a touchy subject, but before and afters are so important. So important. And I'm not asking you to put yourself on social media in a sports bra. But if you could take yourself, a picture of yourself in a tight tank top, to even something like this, and then show a before and after in that tank top, people are still going to see, oh my goodness, it's working. Or showing, you know, just showing yourself flexing compared to a picture in the past where you couldn't. Or showing yourself in a pair of shorts that fit now that didn't if you have a picture before. And, you know, I'm never going to ask you guys to post anything you would feel uncomfortable posting, but those before and afters are everything for that. That's when I get the people that comment and come to me and say, okay, what you're doing works. And that's because they see that I'm not only a product of the product, but that it's working. It's just part of the equation that people want to see. Now, it is hard, Michelle. I feel you. I was pregnant as soon as I joined as a coach. And so I felt like I'm not a product of the product. I don't look like that. But see, that's something that you can share. Like I remember making a post where I said, I feel like an idiot posting these, you know, workout programs when all I'm doing over here is getting bigger each month. But the reality is I'm staying strong. I'm hopefully keeping, or I'm going to have a better labor because I'm doing this. And then we have these these prenatal workouts that work this so that I can have strength for labor. Like you have to go around it in a way that is relatable and authentic and it's just showing people. So yeah, before and afters are huge. They're huge. And I hate that, but that's just what it is. And I used to be really self-conscious about it, but I think, I don't know, like my husband is like, I see that you're not being, you know, there's a lot of Beachbody coaches where I'm like, that was inappropriate and she should never have posted that. And oh my goodness, I can't believe she did that. But my husband and I have talked about what we deem as an appropriate before and after photo. And so he's never upset about it. I don't feel weird about it. Like you just have to come to a place where you're okay with what kind of before and after you post. But anyways, and then sometimes like you just have to post other people's if you just are never comfortable posting your own. Post other people's. Beachbody gives us thousands. They just keep pushing them out. So you can use those. But anyways, there's that. I can't find a message where, I mean, there's this girl. So I said, hey, I saw your comment. And then, so here's the interesting thing here. This was June 10th or July 10th. This was the first comment that so I made a post in like July 10th that said, hey, I have 12 openings and it's going to be 8 weeks and all that, you know, that I told you guys to post to. And she commented, she said, interested. And so I sent her this message. Hey girl, I saw your comment on my post. I'd love to consider you to be a part. Are you open to hearing more details? Nothing. So then this past Wednesday, I said, hey, and she said nothing back. I said, hey, I still have women wanting to join in on that fitness challenge you asked about. I'll be able to align you with a nutrition plan and workout routine that works and gets you results and energy. Do you want the info on that? She says, yes, so sorry. I've been crazy busy with work. All right. Okay. Since this is a test group, the goal is to get you results. I'm looking for women that are willing to commit to this program as best you can for 8 weeks. Yes, absolutely. She says, I'm willing to commit. Okay. Here's the program. So I tell her that. I'm pumped for this. And then I say, it's already been amazing. Here are the options for joining. You get to choose. So she tells me that she's done the 21-day fix before, that she's not working with her coach anymore, that her coach is no longer doing it. And so then I say, gotcha. Well, if you're ready, I can get you going. And she says, I'm going to look it over in the morning and I'll let you know tomorrow. Thank you. And then she immediately comes back. I want to do the middle one. Awesome. That's the one I do too. Okay. I need your email, blah, 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 blah. Send it. Got it. Do I need express shipping? I said, sure, I'll reimburse you the cost. And she says, no worries, it's only $12. And I was like, that's 2 meals for me, but that's fine. She says, I'm just so excited. And I said, yeah, I'll add you to the group. And then I sent her the emails. Like, it's just all about you knowing that you have something awesome to give them. And that if they say no, it's okay. And that if they say yes, then awesome, let's actually do this. That's all it is. That's the mindset.
How long have you been talking to her? Is she a new person?
She was a new one, but I know her. I know of her from Murray. So we were like,
I wasn't a total stranger.
Yeah, she wasn't a total stranger. That's a good way to put it. And then I have one girl, y'all, like she would She would literally comment every single month, and every month I'd give her the link, and she'd ghost me.
Yep.
And she'd do it again, and she'd ghost me. I mean, every month this has probably been going on, I bet 10 months. And then
I have a girl like that too.
She committed this month. She sent me a message yesterday, and she's like, I did it. And I was like, what? Like, no. So you just this is where it's like, no one wants to tell you that this is the unsexy part, that you just got to be consistent and stick with it. And then, yeah. So anyways, I think my biggest thing though, guys, if I could say like one overarching theme, if that's the right word to say, is to just know that you guys have something so awesome, and that you have to go. If there is any part of you that says that feels like a snake, or feels slimy, or like an oozy salesperson, and you're scared of that, then you have to go read The Go-Giver. I wish I had read this book 2 years ago. I really do. It has kind of changed everything. I mean, I'll just go ahead and put this out there. Here's how much it's changed everything. I'm about to beat my best by 10 points this month.
Woohoo!
Like that's not me bragging. That's me saying, get this book. It's the book. Because it totally showed me that what I have is fantastic, and it's right. Like, why would I be doing this for 3 years if I didn't think it was the best thing in the world? So why would I not tell people that?
Lauren, you said that you had it like audio. Where did you find an audiobook? Was it on Amazon?
Yeah, I got it on Audible.
Probably.
My bets are that you could probably Google it get on YouTube and find it.
Not obeying.
I almost guarantee
Okay.
it's about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So if you find a recording that long on YouTube, know that that's the recording. But it was so good. One day, I was like eating it. I loved every second of it.
So I made a video in the group because I was listening to something, I don't remember who it was that I was listening to, who talks about this is what Lauren is talking about. This is the unsexy work that moves your business forward. And if you can put a time frame on, if you only have an hour to work this business, you need to be spending 10 minutes of it making your post and about 50 minutes of it engaging. I mean, it is through the engagement with people, that's how it changes. So one thing I'm going to attempt when my kids go back to school, my life can somewhat get back to normal.
What's that like, Danielle? What's that like when your kids go to school all day? Tell me more.
I don't get nap time anymore. So when I started this business, I had one at home, one in half-day kindergarten, and one in full day. And my half-day kindergartner and my preschooler were on opposite. So I had preschool in the morning, half-day kindergarten in the afternoon. We have one car, so I would drop my son off at school. I'd go drop my husband off at work. I would drop my preschooler off. I'd had 2 hours with my one child. Then I would go pick up the preschooler, feed them lunch, drop off the kindergartner. I'd have a 2-hour block where occasionally my daughter would take a nap, and if not, I just made her read books. And then I would go pick up my son, my other two, and my husband. I literally built this business the first year with an hour, with kids driving crazy. It's insane. I mean, there's never an ideal time. And now I will be honest. I mean, all summer I've had kids, so I get the juggling. I don't get nap time though.
Oh, I don't. My 3-year-old stopped that last year. It's been awful.
Anyway, so but whatever time you have blocked off for this, what I'm going to do is on the weekends, I'm going to think of 5 powerful posts that I can make for that week, and I'm going to write them all out, type them all out at the same time. And I'm going to plan out what I'm going to do for my picture, or I'm going to go take those 5 pictures at that moment and get them all scheduled or whatever I need to do, so that when I have my power hour, and for me it's longer now, but it is spent primarily doing what Lauren says, the engaging, the finding the people, following them, anybody who has followed. Now, Lauren, when you have someone who accepts a follow, do you send them a message right away, or do you just let them watch your posts?
I'm going to say it this way. I should, but I don't always.
See, I have a little message that I send out to everybody who has followed me, and it's very simple. It's not complicated. It's more of just, hey, thanks for the follow. I'm interested in connecting. What did I say? Something like making Instagram a positive, uplifting place to be. What are some things you're passionate about, or something just about them, just a way to connect with them. And I've gotten a lot of people who respond to that. I've tried all different kinds of messages. That seems to get the most traction, where people don't feel weirded out by it, and they just see, oh, this is uplifting. People want uplifting people in their life. They're looking for people who are going to add some positivity into their life, because Facebook is so negative.
Yeah.
So I'm coming out and saying that's what I want. I want to be around a bunch of positive people on Instagram, and I want to be that person basically for you. And so I've gotten a lot of good traction. And then from there, I just, let it go back once or twice, and then I cut it off and just say, I'm so glad we've connected on Instagram. I look forward to encouraging you. I don't remember the exact words. It depends on the person. I change it up. I don't have a script. But anyway, that is, and then as they like, I'm going to start doing that, because that's one thing I haven't been good at, is liking. Mommy, did you get I don't know if it's in the back. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there, that I think this is where people get hung up. They don't spend enough time in these surface conversations, because they are daunting, they are overwhelming, but they are what's going to move the business forward.
Hey, Abigail, don't panic. You're muted. So you're fine. If he's making noise, you're fine. No worries. I totally get where you're coming from. Sometimes my kid's right here, and I'm like, but you're good. Yes, the message that I send them, or the way I connect with them, depends on literally the way I've connected with them. So if it's through a hashtag, I say, well, we follow the same hashtag. If it's the same person, my favorite person my figure, her name is Jordan Lee Dooley. And she is she's a speaker for college campuses for women who are broken and hurting. And I just really love her. I feel like we would totally be friends. And so that's who I go to. And so usually I don't even have to tell people, we connect on such a level that I don't feel like I have to say, hey, we both follow Jordan Lee Dooley. We automatically have talking points just within our stories or posts. And so that's how I connect with those people. So it just depends. It just depends on how I connected with them, honestly. Does anyone have any questions that or frustrations are fine too, if you have those, because I have those a lot when I hear stuff like this. Cool. All right.
Hey, Lauren, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so my question, because I'm so overwhelmed by how much has changed, but it's a good thing. It's just I spent all day making my notebook full of stuff. But would you be willing to just share those conversations? I feel like I don't want a script, but because it won't come out natural at all, even if it's typed out. But would you be willing to share some of those conversations that you were about, just so we could get some ideas? I feel like I overthink my words so much when I'm talking to people, because I'm so afraid I'm gonna use a word that's gonna just immediately turn them off. And it trips me up, being natural.
That's real. Just to encourage you specifically, I think part of it is people knowing that you mean business with fitness, and that you also mean business with encouraging women. And I think that even though you've taken a break, you have kept that up. And so people will, if you come to them excited about getting them results, people are going to still trust you on that. Have you seen her arms? If she's got arms like that, she can get me arms like that. So you already have that level of credibility where it's you've been doing this for a while. And guys, that is another thing too. I just need to say really quick, the people just need to see you in the long term on this. So it's if you're not seeing exactly the the responses that you're wanting right now. Like, just know that they're coming. People just need to like know that you mean business for a little bit longer. So like with you, people still, like, you never lost the fact that you mean business with fitness, and that you know what you're doing, and that that you could walk someone through that and guide them through that. So I think that's part of it, is just having the confidence that you can do that, and then those words take care of themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So just know that I'm totally confident that you could get me rocking results if you were to come to me. So yeah, I will definitely share those scripts, but I think part of it is just having the confidence behind it that this really does have value and it really does work. And anyone who follows your posts know that that you know what you're doing. So
I have like 1,000 more questions, but they're way too specific. So I'm going to wait and bother you with them at another time.
yeah, yeah, definitely. We'll set up a call. I'm looking forward to that. All right. I don't want to keep anyone else, and I need to be off by 8:30 because my husband's going to be coming into the door with those kids, and he's going to need all hands on deck. I can already tell you that. So it was good talking to you guys. I hope I didn't talk too much and like give you too much info, because I know it's a lot. Social media is an entirely different beast all on its own. And so I definitely know that your product has value, and then share some good pics, and then tell people honest things that you have done that day, or that have helped you that day, or that you have learned. Big ones for me lately too. Sorry, I'm going to go off on a tangent here again. Big things for me lately too have been like, man, a year ago I would have done this, but now I'm doing it this way. Like, and I have those genuine thoughts, and I'm like, I can make a post out of that. So when you have those moments, like, just take it and run with it. Go jot it down on a piece of paper, and then go take care of your kids, and then come back to it later. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it. And this recording will be in our team page, and then I will put scripts in our team page as well. So, all right. Bye, guys.